Huddle, Hobby No Huddle, 1-box division random. Let's see how many times we're going to randomize this bad boy. 7 times. Five, 6. There we go.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Alrighty, the teams will be up in a minute, but first, Kevin with the AFC East, Ron with the AFC North, Day with the AFC South, Ron with the AFC West, Ben with the NFC East, Day with the NFC North, Mike with the NFC South, and Ron with the NFC West. Alrighty, the teams are loaded. Let's rip here. 8 cards per pack. 18 packs per box. Rod Woodson of the Steelers, Dalvin Cook of the Vikings, Cam Chancellor of the Seahawks, Jeff Saturday of the Colts. Followed by Odell Beckham Jr. of the Browns, Deshaun Watson, Disco of Houston, a J.K. Dobbins RC of the Baltimore Ravens, and that is going to Baltimore Ravens with Ron, and a Jerry Jeudy RC going of the Denver Broncos, also going to Ron. Jared Cook, followed by Yannick Ngakoue, Chandler Jones of the Cardinals, Von Miller of the Broncos, Marlon Mack of the Colts, and then we've got the blue Bobby Wagner, that's out of 75 for the Seattle Seahawks, followed by a Cole Kmet RC of the Bears, and that's going to Day, and then a Peyton Manning MVPs of the Colts. Randall Cunningham of the Eagles, Robert Woods of the Rams, Drew Brees of the Saints, Tyler Eifert of the Bengals, Kyler Murray of the Cardinals, Zach Thomas of the Dolphins, T. Higgins of the Cincinnati Bengals, and then boom! Here we go! It is Tua of the Miami Dolphins going to Wolf. The NFL debut of Tua. Landon Collins of the Washington Football Team, followed by Le'Veon Bell of the Jets, Drew Lock of the Broncos, Matt Judon of the Ravens, Brett Favre of the Packers, Minnesota Vikings, Kirk Cousins, Jalen Reagor of the Eagles, and Troy Polamalu of the Steelers. That Jalen Reagor going to Ben. Derwin James of the Chargers, followed by Jerome Bettis of the Steelers, Adam Thielen of the Vikings, Teddy Bridgewater of the Panthers, Adam Vinatieri of the Colts, Russell Wilson of the Seahawks, and boom, another Tua. Not one, but 2. Followed by a Pro Bowl Deshaun Watson. Bobby Wagner with the Seahawks, Alvin Kamara with the Saints, Nick Chubb with the Browns, Christian Kirk of the Cardinals, Stephon Diggs of the Bills, a Blue Chips, Jalen Ramsey of the Rams, followed by Javon Kinlaw of the Niners, and an NFL debut, Jonathan Taylor. Javon Kinlaw going to Ron, and Jonathan Taylor today. Nice, Connor. Good to see you. Josh Allen of the Jaguars, Carson Wentz of the Eagles, DK Metcalf of the Seahawks, T.Y. Hilton of the Colts, A.J. Green of the Bengals, the men of Mastery, Larry Fitzgerald of the Cardinals, followed by Jake from State Farm of the Buffalo Bills, and that's going to Kevin, and then a Hall of Fame Jerome Bettis. We have Devin McCourty of the Patriots, Terry McLaurin of the football team, Chris Jones of the Chiefs, Roger Starbuck of the Dallas Cowboys, and then we got the Disco. Derek Brown of the Panthers, followed by a montage, Nick Chubb, Anthony McFarland Jr. of the Steelers going to Ron, and Jalen Reagor of the Eagles going to Ben. Sam Darnold of the Jets, Mike Williams of the Chargers, Terry Bradshaw of the Steelers, Hollywood Brown of the Ravens, Jordy Nelson of the Packers, Charles Tillman of the Bears, Devin Duvernay of the Ravens, and Troy Aikman of the Cowboys. Halfway through break 778. George Kittle of the Niners, Adrian Peterson of the Vikings, Matt Ryan of the Falcons, Cortland Sutton of the Broncos, John Brown of the Bills, Jerome Bettis of the Steelers, KJ Hamler of the Denver Broncos, Aaron Rodgers of the Packers. Warren Sapp of the Bucks, Cameron Jordan of the Saints, Marcus Mariota of the Raiders, Deshaun Watson of the Texans, Charles Tillman of the Bears, John Brown of the Bills, Michael Pittman Jr. of the Colts, and then Herbie! It's Justin Herbert of the Los Angeles Chargers, and that is going to Ron. We've got Zach Ertz of the Eagles, Marshall Faulk of the Rams, Patrick Mahomes of the Chiefs, DeAndre Hopkins of the Cardinals, and then our auto is Neil Anderson of the Chicago Bears. Neil Anderson of the Bears going to Day. A montage, Lamar Jackson, and then a Justin Jefferson RC, and Brian Urlacher, Hall of Fame, to wrap up that pack. Yeah, definitely not a big auto. Jerry Rice of the 49ers, Tom Brady of the Bucks, Curtis Martin of the Jets, Terrell Davis of the Broncos, Josh Allen of the Bills, Ben Roethlisberger of the Steelers, and a second Herbie. Woo! Herbie of the Los Angeles Chargers going to Ron. And then a Russell Wilson Pro Bowl to finish off that pack, and we've got 5 packs left. Jared Goff of the Rams, followed by Jimmy Garoppolo of the Niners, Devontae Adams of the Packers, Khalil Mack of the Bears, Gardner Minshew of the Jaguars, in NFL debut, Chase Claypool of the Steelers, and that is out of 75. And that is going to Ron. Followed by AJ Terrell of the Atlanta Falcons, and Cam Akers of the Los Angeles Rams. Kyle Rudolph of the Vikings, followed by Mike Allstott of the Bucks, Taysom Hill of the Saints, Myles Garrett of the Browns, Jordan Hicks of the Cardinals. Another Herbie. this one a disco. Disco. And that is also going to Ron. Followed by Jeff Okudah of the Detroit Lions and Terry Bradshaw of the Steelers. Josh Jacobs, followed by Miles Sanders, Phillip Lindsay of the Broncos, Devin Singletary of the Bills, Boomer Esiason of the Bengals, Cooper Kupp of the Rams, James Morgan of the Jets, and Chase Young of the Washington football team. James Morgan going to Kevin, Chase Young to Ben. 2 packs left in this break. Let's see if we can get this rocking and rolling with maybe another big rookie QB. Jalen Ramsey of the Rams, Deebo Samuel of the 49ers, John Riggins of the football team, Larry Fitzgerald of the Cardinals, Denver Broncos, John Elway, Stairmasters, Drew Lock, followed by Darrington Evans of the Titans, and a Steve Young Hall of Fame. Jamal Adams of the New York Jets, followed by Cooper Kupp of the Rams, Earl Thomas of the Ravens, Aaron Jones of the Packers, Brian Burns of the Carolina Panthers, and then out of 50, a Minnesota Viking, and that's Justin Jefferson, and that is going to Day, followed by Keyshawn Vaughn of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, going to Mike, and Calais Campbell of the Jaguars, going to Day. Alrighty, let's run these rookies down. Keyshawn Vaughn of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to Mike. Darrington Evans of the Titans. Then NFL debut Chase Young going to Ben. James Morgan of the Jets going to Kevin. Jeff Okudah of the Lions going to Day. Followed by Cam Akers, NFL debut of the Rams going to Ron. AJ Terrell of the Falcons going to Mike. The blue Chase Claypool out of 75 of the Steelers to Ron. Justin Jefferson of the Vikings going to Day, followed by Michael Pittman Jr. today. KJ Hamler of the Broncos going to Ron. Devin Duvernay of the Ravens going to Ron. Jalen Reagor of the Eagles going to Ben. Anthony McFarland of the Steelers going to Ron. The Derek Brown Disco of the Panthers going to Mike, followed by Jake Fromm of the Bills going to Kevin. Jonathan Taylor of the Indianapolis Colts going to Day, followed by Javon Kinlaw of the 49ers going to Ron. Jalen Reagor of the Eagles going to Ben. T. Higgins of the Bengals going to Ron. Followed by Cole Kmet of the Bears going to Day. Jerry Jeudy, NFL debut of the Broncos to Ron. And J.K. Dobbins of the Ravens going to Ron. And now let's run down these featured cards. First, out of 50, it's Justin Jefferson of the Minnesota Vikings, and that is going to be going to... Day. Next up, we have the Neil Anderson auto of the Chicago Bears going to Day. And then we have not one, but Tua of the Miami Dolphins going to Kevin. And then we have not one, not two Tua, but a Herbie! A little 3-pack of Justin Herbert to finish up that break. 3-pack of Justin Herbert going to Ron with the Chargers. And that is the end of break 778. It looks like we have 2 breaks in the red zone, but they haven't moved in a significant amount of time. We didn't have really any interest in a snake this evening. So that being said, we are going to get into the wrap-up. First,